Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings for Friday, August the 31st. We do have a full 15 gamer tonight, so there's a lot to talk about, a lot of pitching to go over. Bats we're going to have to talk about, stacks, going to be plenty of them we want to target. So I do not want to waste any time. Just make sure you guys drop a like on the video. Definitely appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, if this is your first time checking out a video on my channel, thank you so much for clicking on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not already. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at pitcher on this 15-game slate. Up top, we got Luis Severino, 11,300. He gets a matchup at home against the Tigers. Then you have Greinke at 11K against the Dodgers on the road. Zach Wheeler going on the road to face the Giants. He's 10,600. And then our last 10K and above pitcher is Corey Kluber, who gets a matchup at home against the Rays. Just looking at these studs, I do have interest in two of the four. I like Severino and I like Wheeler today. Severino is definitely, I feel like, the highest upside option here. 11,300 versus the Tigers. Severino could absolutely go out and mow down this lineup. There are so many strikeouts in this Tigers lineup, especially versus righties. Severino, a minus 320 favorite, very heavy favorite at home. He should be probably your cash game pitcher for today, if we're just being honest. Since he's at home, he's a heavy favorite. Pretty likely he's able to get a win. Can easily get 20 DraftKings points in this spot. And obviously you can play him in tournaments. He has 30, 35 point upside in this matchup. I know Severino lately has kind of been struggling, but when he did face this Tigers team earlier this year, just absolutely mowed them down. 8 innings, only allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts, 37 DraftKings points the last time Severino faced the Tigers. I really like him here. I hope people see that he's kind of been struggling lately and get off of him. I think Severino could easily be the highest scoring pitcher on this slate. The other guy I like is Zach Wheeler. I do like Zach Wheeler today. If you need the savings, if you think those $700 in savings you get going down from Severino to Wheeler will help you get some better bats in your lineup, I don't mind doing that because Wheeler does have a really good matchup. He's in a great pitcher's park in San Francisco. Zach Wheeler did just face his team and pretty much mowed them down. 7 innings, only 5 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts about 2 weeks ago when Zach Wheeler faced the Giants. It's a really good spot for Wheeler. Definitely like him at 10-6, but I feel like Severino might have a little bit more upside, so that's kind of why I'll be rolling with him. Zach Greinke just has a tough matchup against the Dodgers at 11K. I don't need to go there. I'd rather play Severino. I'd rather play Wheeler. And then Corey Kluber, feels weird not wanting any interest in Kluber, but Kluber's just been struggling lately. We look at the Vegas implied run total. Kluber is still getting respect from Vegas. The Rays only have a 3.2 implied run total for today. But Kluber, like I said, he's been struggling lately. Just hasn't really shown any upside. His best game out of his last 4 starts was against Cincinnati, where he went 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. Kluber did have a monster game against the Angels about a month ago, where he actually pitched a complete game, 9 innings, 7 strikeouts, I believe. That was a great start from Kluber, but lately he's been struggling. The Rays have been hitting the ball well lately. I know they're a team I usually like to pick on with pitchers, but I don't think this is a spot where I have to have Kluber. I actually think Zach Wheeler is a better play than Kluber. Could easily outscore him. Obviously, I love Severino, so I'm trying to fit in Severino as well. I just don't have any interest in Kluber. So that's kind of it for the 10K guys. Now looking in this mid-range, definitely have some plays here. Michael Kopech, I think this is going to be a guy we target a lot this year, but I don't know if this is the spot for him. Facing Boston, and at 9,100, Kopech's a really good pitcher, but I don't know if I want to pay that price tag for him against Boston. Mike Fiers has been great with the Athletics, but at 9,600, I think I can shy away from him. A lot of these guys feel like they're a little overpriced. Like Taillon against the Braves, 9K just feels like too much for Taillon in a matchup where he's not going to rack up a ton of strikeouts. Eovaldi does have a good strikeout matchup, but he has really been struggling lately. He's 8,800. You could probably play him and Severino together. Still fit in some decent bats. But I think we can find some cheaper options today. There's actually some value that I like at pitcher. Looking in this 7K range, Andrew Suarez at home at 7,800 against the Mets. Definitely a guy I like here. Suarez is going to be in a great pitcher's park. He's facing a Mets team that really struggles on the road, really struggles to hit lefties. We know the Mets just struggle with lefties in general. So I do like Suarez here. I like to play him when he's at home in AT&T in that great pitcher's park. At 7,800, I don't mind playing him. But the clear value, at least in my opinion, we got Antonio Senzatella down here at 5,600 and a really good matchup against the Padres. As long as Senzatella is going to be fully stretched out, which it looks like he's going to be, he's going to throw 90 to 100 pitches if he's pitching well. And at 5,600, getting a guy that's going to throw 90 to 100 pitches against the Padres in Petco, I will definitely take him at this price tag. Senzatella might not be the best pitcher, but he's going to be on the road today. He's not having to pitch in Coors. On the road this year, Senzatella's been somewhat good, and a lot of these Coors pitchers we do want to target when they are on the road because it's just a better pitcher's park. They're usually just going to be in a better pitcher's park than having to pitch in Coors. Senzatella, if he was like 8K today, I would not be playing him. But at 5,600, he just pairs so nicely with Severino. Still leaves you a ton of salary to pay up for bats. So I do like Senzatella as a cheap option. I think he can easily get me 15 to 20 DraftKings points, and that's definitely good enough at his price tag. He is by far my favorite value play out of all the values on this slate. So I think that's it for pitcher today. Now looking at some of the bats we want to go to, just looking at the run totals on this slate. This game in Texas between the Twins and the Rangers, going to be a game a lot of people look at. The Rangers have a 5.9 implied run total versus Steven Gonzalez, who has really struggled this year with the Twins. Only 2 starts he's made this year, but he's struggled in both. Then on the other side, the Twins bats, they have a 5.3 implied run total versus Drew Hutchinson, another guy that hasn't really been that great this year. Two pretty bad pitchers going in Texas today where it's going to be 95 degrees. So I think we are going to want some bats in this game. And a guy that really sticks out to me is Miguel Sano. He's really been heating up lately. So I like him at first base or third base. You can move him around, just depending on how your lineup constructs. If you want to play Sano today, I think he is a good play. We know this guy has a ton of power. Obviously in Texas, that's a great hitter's park. He's going up against a pitcher that's really not good. Drew Hutchinson just hasn't been good this year with the Rangers. So I like these Twins bats. I like the Rangers bats. I think a game stack here is definitely in play. Sano at 4,100, really like him as sort of a mid-tier, cheaper option at first base or third base. Then another team that I really like that I think going to go low-owned, going to go overlooked today is the Indians. They have a 4.9 implied run total versus Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow is a guy that I've played some this year when he's been in the right spot, but this is not the right spot for him. Going on the road to face the Indians, I feel like Glasnow is going to struggle here. I really like the lefties with power versus Glasnow, especially guys that have speed as well. You can easily run on Glasnow. He's one of the worst pitchers when it comes to stolen bases. So Jose Ramirez, 5,300, just love on this slate. We know this guy has a ton of power versus righties. If he gets on base versus Glasnow, he should just be able to run wild. Ramirez already has 29 stolen bases this year. And if he gets on base, he should be able to add to that total today. Ramirez just has a lot of upside in general. Obviously, he can homer off Glasnow. He can steal off Glasnow. The dude just has a lot of upside. Love him at third base. Going with Senzatella as a cheap pitcher kind of allows me to pay up for him. And also love Lindor. Pretty much the same thing goes for Lindor as it does for Ramirez. Just another guy that has a lot of upside, just has power, has speed. 20 stolen bases done on the year, 29 home runs. He can homer off of Glasnow. He can steal on Glasnow if he gets on base. Love Lindor. Love this Indian stack. I think it's going to go really overlooked on this slate, especially with the expensive pitching options you have. People are probably going to want to pay up for some of these expensive pitchers and really aren't going to look to these expensive bats like Lindor and Ramirez. So love the Indians. Think they have a lot of upside. Definitely like them to score more than 5 runs today versus Glasnow. I feel like Glasnow might struggle here. So I like the Indians. Definitely one of my favorite stacks, especially if you're looking for a low-owned stack. But yeah, these are my 5 plays for today, guys. Luis Severino, Antonio Senzatella, Miguel Sano, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor. So I mentioned the stacks I like. I like a game stack between the Rangers and the Twins. I think this game going to be very high scoring. And I love the Indians today as a low-owned stack, especially if you don't pay up for pitcher or if you go with Senzatella as a cheap option. You can fit in some of these Indians bats who I really do like versus Glasnow. The Yankees have a 5.6 implied run total versus Jordan Zimmermann. Might want some exposure there. Zimmerman's definitely been a guy that's been good some this year. He's also struggled at times this year. Going into Yankee Stadium to face this lineup, he's probably going to struggle. Don't mind the Yankees, but I think I'd put the Rangers ahead of them and probably honestly would put the Indians ahead of them as well. But those are really the stacks that I feel like I'm going to have a lot of exposure to today. So then looking at BVP plays for today, we do have a lot of them, but I'm just going to cover the ones with about a 15 at-bat sample. If you do want to look at all the BVP plays, feel free to pause the video here. But starting off, Giancarlo Stanton, he's gone 7 for 32, 3 home runs versus Jordan Zimmermann. Ryan Zimmerman, 6 for 22 with 2 home runs versus Julio Chacin. Matt Carpenter, great BVP versus Homer Bailey, 19 for 42. Yadier Molina also has good BVP versus Bailey, 19 for 47 with 3 home runs. Jonathan Lucroy, 20 for 47, 2 home runs versus Mike Leake. A.J. Pollock, 10 for 27 versus Ryu. Paul Goldschmidt also hit Hyun-Jin Ryu well, 10 for 23, 2 home runs. Yasmani Grandal, 9 for 32 with 2 home runs versus Greinke. And lastly, Justin Turner, 7 for 22 with a home run versus Greinke. So those are some of the BVP plays for today's slate. Like I said, if you want to look at all of them, look at all these, you can pause the video here. But I think that's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video, and hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, before you get out of here, just make sure you click that like button down below. Would really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button as well. It really means a lot. Lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. And good luck tonight on this 15-game slate. Peace.